Okay, I just talked to you about the arrangement at the sink because this depends a little bit on how much space you've got. I've actually got a duck board laid in the bottom of my sink, and I'm going to degrease the plate on top of that. If you've got more space adjacent to your sink, you can just do it on the side of the sink, but this works well in my studio because it's a good use of space. You can see how greasy the metal is. Can you see when I hold the water on the plate that it really just runs off and just puddles in small balls on the surface? That shows me how greasy the plate is, and we'll look at it after we've degreased it. To degrease the plate, I'm using a mixture of French chalk and just straight malt vinegar. Now, there are other things that you can use. You can use ammonia and whiting, again, like the French chalk, or you can use whiting or French chalk and acetic acid. But I've found that vinegar is really, really good. It's really easy to get hold of, and it's the most safe of all those chemicals that you might use. That looks great. Put some of the paste on the plate. And I'm just using a rolled up piece of felt blanket from the etching press, just an offcut of felt blanket, just rolled up and held together with an elastic band. You could use just a cotton rag, or you could use a shaving brush. I've seen people using a shaving brush for this bit. And really now you're just scrubbing the degreasant all over the plate. So the mixture of French chalk and vinegar in combination degreases the plate. Do that all over and then rinse the chalk off. Try and get all the chalk off the back of the plate as well, because later on when you put the plate on the hot plate, that chalk can get in the way. So just get rid of the chalk on the back and then rinse the front of the plate. It's really important to get all of the chalk off the surface. You can do that with a clean piece of felt, or with a clean cloth or clean brush. But actually, surprisingly, you can do it with your hand as well. What's happening is the water is resisting the grease from my hand, and actually my hand at this point doesn't affect the surface of the plate. Now, once I hold the plate with the water on, you can see how well that sits on the surface. There's just a couple of places here, and I think on this back corner where it's still a little bit greasy. So I'm just going to repeat the process and do that again. Check it, and that's looking now pretty good. Okay, just one final thing. From now on, when you're handling the plate, always hold it underneath so that you're not putting any grease on the surface. So we've made the plate really nice and degreased. We want to keep our fingerprints off it, so don't hold the edges of the plate. Always hold it flat on your hand. What I would do now is, just holding it like that, I would just blast it dry with a hairdryer, and then it can go down on the hot plate ready to put the ground on the surface.